Hello, Cassidy.
Hi,
So, how are you today?
I'm good. A little anxious, a little nervous. This is my first time ever being in therapy, so
Okay, awesome. Well, not, yeah, okay. Um, so what brings you here?
well, I've just been having a really stressful year, I guess, and it's affecting me in a lot of ways. I've noticed a lot of changes in myself, mainly around my eating habits. Um, I'm not really able to eat as much as I used to be able to eat. I went to my doctor and he told me I should come here and talk to you about it. So,
Is there, do you have a history of eating disorders?
I do not know. It's almost like I am not interested in food anymore. Like I'll see something that I used to really enjoy and I just not appetized.
So, is there something about food? Like, is it the texture? Is it smell?
I don't think it's mainly to do with the food. I think, I don't know, I used to think it was something, maybe I have something wrong with my stomach, or I was getting sick of some kind, a disease, but it seems to be stress related. I find I can't eat when I start thinking about all my schoolwork. It makes me kind of nauseous.
So, your schoolwork, you have a lot?
A lot, yeah. An overwhelming amount at times.
Do you see an issue with your self-image at all?
I've always been self-conscious about my body weight. I'm not a big person, but I'm not a tiny person either. I always have had bigger thighs. I'm a little curvy, I'd say, but never to the point where it has affected my eating habits.
Okay. So, school stressors. Have you talked to any of your professors about it?
I've tried to talk to one or two of them. It's more just some kind of something that they just say it's just the stress and it's pushed away and not brought back up.
All right. Um, mm, so, what are you studying?
Mental wellness and addictions worker.
Okay, well, that's a great field to be in. So, that can be a lot of heavy coursework. Do you find yourself triggered by some of the content?
Nothing so far has proven to be really triggering. Upsetting, it has been, but nothing triggering. Seems to be more the amount of work that they expect us to get done in the amount of time that they've given us. 1 week for an assignment is plenty, but when you have 5 other classes and you have 2 assignments in this class due on that day coming up, 3 assignments, it just adds up with all the different classes. So
Do you feel there's a lot of expectations put on you for
guess so.
doing well?
I guess so. I've never really had like the best grades, but I wouldn't want to fail. That's about it.
Exactly, and that's what you want, is to not fail. So can you rate on a scale of 1 to 10 how much the schoolwork stresses you?
Probably about an 8. Given how much it's been affecting me lately, I'd say it's about an 8.
Okay, so how far into the school year would you say that your eating started to change?
About after the strike, when we came back, so it was probably about the 4th month in, maybe, is when I started noticing I was eating less, or I wasn't able to eat even if I was hungry.
All right, so that would be around December?
Yeah. Around December.
Around December, okay. Have you tried to make a meal eating plan? It's something we could do together.
Like try and plan out my
Yeah.
week
So
worth of food.
try to like you see the time, say like noon, and you're like, have I eaten something today? Maybe I should
So make sure.
have a little so that you're sustaining yourself
Okay.
and not starving yourself.
That could probably help me a lot.
And I have some thought records here that we could do together.
Okay.
And I can give you some more copies of it to bring home.
Okay.
So, so what led to your eating issues would be the school. What are some automatic thoughts you have? So like, what are the thoughts that go through your mind when you're stressed about school?
Failing. Not getting a career out of it, that it might be just pointless. Judgment from peers, from other people in the profession.
Okay, how strongly would you say you believe at that time on a scale of what, 0 to 100?
Maddie, I don't get it. What?
How strongly do you feel about these? Like, do you believe them?
From like 100, okay, 100%. I'd say maybe like a 40%. Like when I do, because I can see my grades and I know I'm not failing. I still feel like I could fail, but.
So, you're feeling stressed? What other feelings are you feeling?
Anxious. I feel disorganized. Is that a feeling?
Yeah.
I feel incredibly disorganized. Confused.
Okay, so in responding to each of these thoughts, like, you're stressed, how would you reframe that thought into like, yeah, I'm stressed, but like, here's how I can de-stress myself?
Like engaging in activities that interest me. Spending time with my friends and family. Kind of anything to shift my focus from my stress onto something else. Just work.
So, what do you do when you feel anxious? Do you do anything to help with your anxiety? Any sort of meditation?
Some deep breaths if it's necessary, but I don't really have.
That's actually, deep breathing is very important. And confused. So when you're confused, how do you, like when you're feeling confused, like what do you say to yourself?
That I don't need to be confused.
That's totally, there's no wrong answer.
I don't know. I guess the confusion comes from more of a feeling like I'm always being second I'm second guessing everything because of the school, because of all the stress, all the anxiety. I'd never feel confident in my decisions, I guess. So I'm constantly feeling confused about what I should do, how I should proceed.
And in the end, do you get decent results you're somewhat happy with?
For the most part.
And then, so this part, your results, the intensity of your feelings. So the the intensity of your stress on a level, say to like 0 to 100.
I'm constantly stressed, 24/7. I'm stressed, but for the most part, it's constantly at maybe a 30. But when it hits me, when I have those moments or those days, you know, it's like a 80, 85. It's intense. It's a lot.
And so your thoughts of like, so we're looking at a more balanced thought of, so instead of like saying like I'm gonna fail, I have no career, it's pointless, people are gonna judge me, what's something else you could say to yourself?
I'm not failing. And that I can get through the program. And that even if I'm judged, they're just what other people's saying. It's just other people's opinions. And it's only gonna bother me if I let it.
Okay, so I'm going to give you some of these sheets. And so every time you're feeling stressed, you can do this in any situation that you're feeling down. You can fill this out and bring them to your sessions. Keep a little book.
Okay.
So what I'd like to do with you is make a little plan for yourself of just like reminders, like reminding yourself to maybe take 5 minutes and take 15 minutes and go have a little walk around the block, take a break from your homework, do some just list off some stuff that you can do to reduce your stress.
I like video games. I could play some video games. I like to work on my computer. Recreational time, I guess. TV, computer.
Yeah.
That kind of. Unfortunately, no pot. I'm going to cut that part out.
And even if it's medical, it's okay.
Good point. Can you write me one of those?
Sadly. No.
Okay. Alright, so recreationals, video games, break, a walk. I love going for walks.
Walks and yeah, anything else you could do to de-stress? How do you feel about meditating?
I've done it a couple times. It's never really something that I can never fully engage myself into it. I find my mind is just wanders and I don't engage with meditation.
Yeah, it's not for everyone.
But the walking is good, deep breathing, coloring.
Coloring is fantastic.
I have those adult coloring books. I find them very helpful sometimes when I need them.
Music. Music is another fantastic de-stressor.
A bath.
Baths are great. And anything you can do to kind of remind yourself to eat, like maybe keeping snacks on you at all times, keep doing something, having like set something in your phone or something.
Well, I did like your idea just keep my eye on the time, and I could set an alarm, set alarms on my phone, one for the morning, make sure I eat a breakfast meal, lunch, dinner, and then maybe a snack, if I'm feeling up to it.
Okay, so I'm gonna give you this.
Thank you.
So this was a great first session.
It really was.
Now one thing we have to talk about is our contract of confidentiality. So I have these forms. So this pretty much says I'm not going to say anything about about your file unless you are in danger of harming yourself or someone else. If so, sign your name here. Here is if your doctor, your family doctor, or any psychiatrist you see in the future needs information. Sorry, I have a bit of a cold today.
That's okay, everyone's sick, it's the weather.
And here is for legal reasons, if I have to testify in court, I do have to give some information, not all.
Okay.
So I just need you to sign those 3 places. And do Tuesdays always work for you?
Tuesdays are perfect.
Perfect. So
This time again?
This time again, yeah, perfect.
Wonderful.
Awesome. Thank you so much. It was great meeting you.
It was nice to meet you too.